Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing great and feeling encouraged and motivated. That is the topic of the day. How to motivate yourself. I've had a few questions from people where they've asked me, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay positive? How do you keep going in the midst of like chaos sometimes and challenges that come up and things that might knock you sideways that you just didn't expect to happen? And the answer is, I it doesn't come naturally to me, just as it doesn't come naturally to you, I'm sure, to wake up in the beginning of the day, bouncing around the house all jolly and ready for the day and excited and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, sometimes, but constantly, consistently, no. I actively have to seek resources and tools and things that I know will get me motivated and get me in the mood for work, for beast mode activity, for enjoying what's to come and being hopeful and intending and expecting that to happen. I'm a spiritual person, so I pray, I read the Bible, and there's a lot of good stuff in there that encourages me and lets me know that there's a purpose to my life. That it comes with promises because of the God that I serve, and it helps me to stay grounded and on top of things and keep focused on the goal for my life. So that's one thing. If you're spiritual, pray, draw God closer. It can only be good. The other thing is I go online, I look for stuff to watch, I look for books to read, I listen to motivational things. I just have them playing in the background when I'm doing things, when I'm doing my housework, when I'm having my shower or my bath. I can hear it going, and I play it loud in my house. And while I'm walking around, I can hear it going on, and it's all sinking in, all this positive stuff. And you need brain food. Just like we eat, we need brain food. We need positive brain food, and we need to be selective about what we're putting in there, because whatever goes in will come out. If there's positive stuff going in, positive stuff will go out. If it's negative stuff, you're listening to negative stuff, or you're telling yourself negative stuff, it will come out. Whatever comes out will be negative, and you'll always be pessimistic. You'll always think the worst. You'll always be untrusting. It's not a good. It's not good to have that kind of input, because the output will be the same. And so positive things have to go in. And so I choose the content that I'm putting in, obviously wisely. Has to be in line with what I'm doing, so that I'm learning as well at the same time, but positive stuff. And also, I've learned to stop talking trash to myself. Half of what I was, let's say, not believing in regards in terms of in myself, and half the things that I was getting depressed about, half the things that I was feeling negative towards myself about and putting myself down about, it would be what I was telling myself, not what anybody else was telling me. And when I realized that, I really kind of got a revelation as to how that needed to change drastically. I had to put a stop to that, and I had to consciously, if I found myself falling into the trap of doing it, I had to cut it short as soon as possible. And it's not easy to start doing that when you're used to telling yourself stuff or thinking certain ways. It's hard to change and shift your mindset and shift your focus and shift your perspective. It's not easy, but it's possible. It's very possible. And it can be done. For some people can do it in a day, some people it takes a week, some people it takes a year. It depends on the person. But as long as you're actively pushing yourself in a different direction and only allowing positive things in, only allowing certain thoughts in to remain in your mind, getting rid of those negative thoughts as soon as they come, just putting a cap on them, just shut them up straight away. It takes practice. It does take practice, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes a lot easier, and it becomes a good habit that you form, that you keep doing going forward. So yeah, so I encourage you to look at people that you like. Look for people and adopt them as your mentors, people that you like listening to, people that make sense to you, people you can relate to, that are helping you to make your thoughts a lot more positive, and are encouraging to you. Here's a list of the people that I listen to, I've adopted as my mentors. They're great. And, you know, every day, every single day, I try to do one of the above. Either watch something, read something, or listen to something positive. Every single day. And I purposely set up active groups on my social media that I feed these positive quotes and positive messages and materials into, so that I know people are waiting for that from me. So I have to deliver, and it actually puts a bit of a pressure on me to make sure that I'm doing that on a daily basis. So that's quite helpful, because it's like people that I'm accountable to. You know, so they're going to be looking out for these things. So unless I deliver, it's not going to be good. You know, they're not going to get what I you know, they're not going to get anything from me that day, and I have to give people value every day. And so I put positive things in there, and I sort of started with other people's quotes. Now I'm doing my own quotes and my own writings and my own videos, and it's encouraging, and it helps me to grow, you know. So if you can do that, that could be a way of you staying accountable to other people, and actually staying on top of things, and being consistent with it as well. So you know, those are the ways that I stay motivated. I also, you know, other things outside of the brain food and the motivational stuff is important, like exercise, good healthy food, because it affects the way you feel and the way you function and the way that you act and respond to things as well. And it's, you know, brain, it helps your brain as well. Exercise and air and oxygen and breathing is really good. If you can start to meditate and just breathe deeply, and as deep as you can, you know, exhale as far as you can, inhale as far as you can. It really helps your brain to function better, and it also helps your mood. It helps your attitude as well, and your well-being is part of well-being and your health. Being healthy always makes you feel better. What you eat is important. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm a guru on you know, the best foods to eat and stuff like that. I'll tell you what I did personally. I cut out sugar. I didn't cut it out completely, but I lessened it. I lowered my intake of sugar. I lowered my intake of dairy products, and I lowered my intake of meat until I stopped eating meat altogether, and it's really helped me. Not claiming that it's the way for you to go forward, but could maybe something to think about. Other things I upped, you know, I upped my vegetable intake and my fruit intake. And so, and less alcohol. You might not want to hear that. Less alcohol. I still have alcohol from time to time, but less. And more water. Yeah, more water. So, all these things kind of add to how you're feeling in yourself, health-wise, energy-wise, vitality-wise, joy as well, how happy you are. It affects your moods, a lot of this stuff that we take for granted. And, you know, being able to set aside time for your family and be around people who you surround yourself with is vitally important. It is really important who you are learning from, whose energy you're soaking up, whose energy you're absorbing. You know, you want to surround yourself with people that want you to do well, that people that will congratulate you on your you know, your accomplishments, encourage you, Be positive, speak positive around you, not crush your dreams, but encourage you in your dreams, you know. And people who are how do you say, people who are pushing and striving for excellence, because it will make you step up. It will make you step up and want to do well as well. So yeah, those are the things really that I believe I do consistently to stay on top of things and be positive and keep going, keep pushing. And okay, the one and the probably most important thing that I will give you is keep sight and keep connected with your reason why. The reason you're doing everything that you're doing. What are you living for? What are you living to achieve? What's your main goal? What is your purpose for what you're doing? What's your reason why? Stay connected to that. I guarantee you, you will keep pushing through any storm ahead. Any challenge that comes up, any obstacle, you will get over, under, round it, through it if you have to. You will. You'll find a way around it. And you'll start to push your boundaries and push yourself out of your, get out of your comfort zone, get out of that box. And you will surprise yourself of the solutions that you find in the midst of those storms. And when you come through through those battles, you'll come out victorious and all the stronger for it. So and mistakes are good, failure is good, and I don't talk about failure in the good sense, not failure in the sense of, oh, that's it, you're done for. Failure in the sense of making those mistakes, you know, coming up against those times when you're challenged because you know, it's a hard time. We call them failures, but failure really, the meaning of failure is like, kind of like, it sounds quite final, but actually to make it to the top, to be successful, you have to keep failing your way there. That is the truth of it. And you don't learn, you learn the best lessons when you make mistakes and when you fail. So keep failing your way to the top. I'll see you there. See you at the top, because the bottom is far too crowded. Take care.